All right, welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you today. What is today? Monday, June 26th. It's 10:56 p.m. here in Northern California, and I'm just going to take a few minutes to break down this weekly price chart of Bitcoin's weekly price chart, to get a feel for where we've been, where we're going. Really, what I like to do in hindsight is take a look at what brought us to where we are now, because if we can kind of get a feel for what brought us to where we are now, that can kind of give us an indication of where we're going. So let's jump in here and see what we find out. All right, this is the Bitcoin weekly price chart. First thing that we're going to do is just draw this downtrend. Say, okay, we clearly had a downtrend here. And if we work our way backward, we could see that this downtrend formed a very clear descending narrowing wedge. You see that falling triangle? In a falling triangle, the descending narrowing wedge is a traditionally bullish price chart that transpires near the end of a downtrend. It's a reversal pattern. It indicates that the downtrend's coming to an end, and the uptrend is happening. But if we could even take it a step further and say, actually, we had kind of a trend within a trend here. Actually, it's probably better to draw this second one like this. Probably more accurate, because that's a nice clean descending triangle that we had within a triangle. So the first sign of a breakout was when we broke above this triangle. So let's chart from the breakout that gave us a target. We go right to the line there. What's the target we get? And notice that that's exactly where we're hitting resistance, at that exact target, right? Isn't that interesting? So literally, I actually drew this line of resistance here at 30,000 when we broke above this. That's where we're going. So notice we break above it. We never came back to retest this triangle, which is interesting. That broken level, we should have, for all intents and purposes, got a retest there. But when we broke this one, we got a retest of the line. We got a second retest of this line, and then we moved on up. So from the break of this triangle, we broke it here. That gives us a second target. And that second target is $57,000. So now the question is, what will the path be like to get us to 57,000? Well, first thing we need to understand is that we also formed an uptrend here. And when we look at the shape of this uptrend, we don't need this anymore. This uptrend is an ascending narrowing wedge, which is traditionally a bearish pattern. And so if we were to break down south, which is arbitrary, it could be anywhere here. If we were to break down south from this, that would take us back to a retest of 18,000, depending on where we broke down from it. However, if we're to break bullish above it and then form support above it, that takes us up to 48,000. So you see we've got these possible directions. Now everything depends on which way we break out of this pattern. one more data point here is if we throw a Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high of this whole move, it makes this level here incredibly important. Why? Because it is the 786 retracement level. And so 37,000 is the level to break. And what I'm going to actually do is make that a zone. And say we really need to break above that zone. Once we break above that zone, that will be confirmation for me that the new bull run is in full effect. But until that happens, at any time we can get rejected and come visit these lower levels. So that's what I see in the chart. We're at a critical point. We've hit our first target. The question is, are we going to continue towards our second target? There's two major lines of resistance between our current target and our next target. I do believe we're going to hit the second target. The only question is when. Are we going to break down and visit a lower level first? Or are we going to break through? And then when we get hung up here at the 786 retracement level, what's going to happen there? Are we going to break down? Are we going to break out? It does not yet appear what we shall be. But I thought that was interesting just to kind of see what got us to this point. Well, the breakout here precipitated this move up. Now the other side of it is, notice I got a red line here. And actually, let's just copy it, paste it. All right, let's not copy and paste it. From the corresponding high to the corresponding high is a lower high. So we got a higher high in the RSI, a lower high in the price. Hidden bearish divergence in the RSI. This also constitutes another trend line. Look at that. And we've just broken above it. So let's turn this white. This actually gives us another target. 275% above this break. So as long as we stay above this trend line, that can take us all the way up to $105,466. So just as the break above this trend precipitated our run up to 30,000, the break above this trend precipitates our run up to 57, and the break above this trend will facilitate our run all the way up to 105,000. It'll take time, but we'll get there. It won't be a linear journey. We'll get there. But what will invalidate, really, if we break beneath 18, it invalidates these higher targets. Because basically this, honestly, if we break beneath 19,575, because this is the retest level. If we break beneath the retest level, we take that level out, we're going to have to reevaluate the whole trend. But if we break solidly above 30,000 and form support there, we're moving up, guys. We're on the way. The next level to break will be this 786 retracement level. But even if we get rejected there, as long as we stay above 19,575, we can always bounce and move up. It'll take time, excuse me, but we'll get there. All right, folks, that's all I got. That's all I got for tonight. Hope it helps in some small way. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But I would like to encourage you to do everything in your power to sleep in peace, wake in joy, walk in love. And with that being said, this is Cryptogenic signing out.